About it. Think about it. Um, let's go to the book of Hosea, chapter 3. Um, I'll start at Hosea chapter 3. Uh, let's start at I started 3. And I said unto her, Thou shalt abide for me many days. Thou shalt not play the harlot. Oh, I'm sorry, not 3. Let's start at 4. 4, sorry. Hosea 3 and 4. For the children of Israel shall abide many days without a king, and without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without teraphim. Afterward shall the children of Israel return and seek Yahweh their power and David their king, and shall fear Yahweh, and shall fear Yahweh and his goodness in the latter days. We're in the latter days right now. Did not the children of Israel seek David their king? Yes, but it wasn't in the land of Israel. That was right here in America. And I believe, according to faith, that that man was King Masha. So, hey, this is a thing of faith, man. You know, we learned of King Masha, and I believe through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Masha that that man was King David. Wholeheartedly, I believe he was King David in the reincarnation. And if you ask um, the Israelis, um, why aren't they seeking David their king? They wouldn't have an answer, man, if you ask them that. Just want to make that point, you know. King David is an important piece. It's like you have a chessboard and and you know you got the two colors usually is white or black, right? But on each side, the most important piece, number one, is the king. Don't every piece when you play chess don't every piece uh, move, and when you move those pieces, is geared to protect the king. Because if the king is compromised, then whoever king is compromised loses the game because that king is now conquered. So the king is the most important piece. Now, I make that analogy, right? But King David is an important piece concerning the children of Israel. All right. So, hey, you got some explaining to do. All right. um, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 33, beginning at verse 15. It says, In those days and at that time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David, and he shall execute judgment and righteousness in the land. Is King David in the land? No. Where is King David? You got some explaining to do, you know. It says, verse 16, In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And this is the name wherewith she shall be called, Yahweh our righteousness. For thus saith Yahweh, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel. Where's the throne, and who's sitting on the throne? You know? So, hey, you got some explaining to do. All right? These are not allegations. These are simple, um, excuse me, these are simple, excuse me. These are not allegations. These are not false claims. This is simply according to scripture, according to biblical prophecy, you know, the claims that I'm making, which are based upon fact according to the Holy Scriptures. the proof is on you guys. Those of you that claim to be the children of Israel, that poses as the children of Israel. Where's David the king? There was another one I want to grab. A couple more precepts. Let's see. I'm going to go to the book of Ezekiel 34. Did I finish that up? Let's go back to the book of Ezekiel. Yeah, because I finished up the precept. Ezekiel 34 and what was that? 23. And I will set up one shepherd over them, and he shall feed them, even my servant David. He shall feed them, and he shall be their shepherd. And I, Yahweh, will be their power, and my servant David a prince among them. I, Yahweh, have spoken it. And I will make with them a covenant of peace, and will cause the evil beasts to cease out of the land, and they shall dwell safely in the wilderness, and sleep in the woods. And I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in the season. There shall be showers of blessings. And the tree of the field shall yield her fruit, and the earth shall yield her increase, and they shall be safe in their land, and shall know that I am Yahweh, when I have broken the bands of their yoke, and delivered them out of the hand of those that serve themselves of them. You can't make this up, man. Hey, the land of Israel is constantly important, or the Jewish state of Israel is constantly important agriculture, even grass, fruits and veggies, because the land don't yield forth her increase. Hey, look these things up, man. All right. They have to bring in things from outside the country to try to make the land look decent. They're trying to beautify it, but it don't look beautiful because the land is not occupied by the real people. Wait a minute. Verse 28. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall. And you notice the Lord said that they should be safe in their land. Continuing on verse 28. And they shall no more be a prey to the heathen, neither shall the beasts of the land devour them, but they shall dwell safely, and none shall make them afraid. Man, it's self-explanatory. Verse 29. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, and they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen anymore. All right. So, ending verse 30 says, well, I'll continue on to read down. It says, verse 30, thus shall they know that I, Yahweh their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith the Lord power. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, except the Lord power. So, pretty much, man, hey, the Most High is clearly saying that, hey, he's going to, in other words, bless the children of Israel with his presence. Not actually, being there in person, but it's going to actually give us the blessings of Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter, 1 through 14. So that's going to take place because we endured the curses, man. All right. All the curses from Deuteronomy 28, 16 through 68, we endured all those curses. So now it's time to get the blessings. All right, this is I'm going to end on this. Isaiah 14. I had Isaiah 14, 1 through 3. It says, verse 1, for Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. Yeah. When did the Most High set the children of Israel in their own land? Or did the Balfour Declaration set the children of Israel back in the land? No. We're not going to, when we go back to the land of Israel, we're not going to need legal documentation. Period. Right. We're going to come off the chariots. We're going to see New Jerusalem come off the chariots. And we're going to have those new bodies of spiritual power, spiritual powers. Lord willing, I'm a part of the elect. And that's how we're going to enter that land. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Hey, first of all, when you go into history, the Israelis or the Jewish people were the sole reason, or the sole ones, or they was the ones that were solely responsible for putting us in slavery. Look it up. The man you know as Christopher Columbus, those Spaniards that came over here, or whatever, those top Englishmen, new Englishmen, right? They came over here, conquistadors, whatever you want to call them. They was all claiming and saying that they are Jewish when you look them up. And then you got it where they trying to make a small claim that, oh yeah, you know, because one or two or a few was bad, you know, that doesn't mean we're all bad. No, look here, slavery was a big deal, man. That was not a little deal at all. Because those same people are in the power seats today. They control all the media. They are the central banking families. All right, they're the ones that control the U.S. Power structure. All that. This whole so-called white power structure, which is the Edomite power structure, right, is all controlled or ordered based upon the central banking orders. Those wars are sponsored by the central bankers. That's going on within the Middle East. Hey, it is what it is, man. They control Hollywood. They control everything. They own YouTube. They own Google, Facebook, all that, Twitter. All these people are Jewish. Verse 3, it says, and it shall come to pass in the day that Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. What bondage was y'all in? All right. But we clearly was in bondage. Those of us that are Negro, so-called Negro descent, so-called Latino descent or Hispanic descent, so-called Native American or Indigenous to American descent. We all went in slavery together. We all fit the prophetic curses that the children of Israel would go through. No one else but us. And you can't prove us wrong, because everything we're saying is right. It's all based upon fact. So you've been exposed, Esau. Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, like the scriptures say in Jeremiah the 49th chapter, the Most High made you bare, and then covered your secret places. The Most High is revealing his the hidden ones. All right, the revealing of the Most High's sons are at an all-time high, where people cannot notice us. We're all on the internet. Though you send guys to try and refute our claims, they always end up losing, because the Bible is our proof, and secular history matches up to the Bible. So again, according to biblical prophecy of what will happen to the children of Israel, what they would go through, and when they return to the land, it's all according to prophecy. Because if you claim you're the people, So are you saying that the kingdom of heaven is been has it been implemented? Has it been established? The answer is no. When did you receive that new body? When the Most High put His law into your inward parts to make you perfect? Why are you afraid of the people that are around about you? Why are you um, not making pruning hooks and plowshares? Why are you making swords and spears? Because you're in the constant state of war, and that's the time we're living in. All right, so with that, I'm not going to hold you up any further. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to all you Akim that may have watched, and even you Akwaf that watch. Um, you know, and this gospel is going throughout the earth, man. People are waking up to the fact that who that that the fact they wake up to the fact that the children of Israel, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American people, right? They wake up to the fact that we are those people, man. You know, we're not making silly claims. We're not making false claims of anything. We're basing our uh, claims, all right, solely according to prophecy, biblical prophecy. And notice I haven't brought up color description or depiction of the children of Israel. So simply just going into prophecy, man. All right. So with that, I want to say, Lord willing, you would edify it again. I'm gonna close, and I'm gonna say, all praise and glory be unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kodash. Again, double honors to my elder apostles, and unsalutations to you, Akim again. Shalom to you, Fuak Waf. Stay strong out there, and Abba Babal, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.